That's his young fella. He know his game. That means something. Can Wemby, I told y'all the story, can Wemby say fuck you? It has to be fuck you right now.
The San Antonio Spurs find themselves in a 0-1 hole against the Minnesota Timberwolves team that is currently playing the most dangerous basketball in the entire league. Listen to this. The way Minnesota systematically broke down Denver and made the reigning MVP Nikola Jokic look completely ordinary was honestly terrifying to witness. And now they're channeling that same suffocating, bruising, impose their will style of play directly into San Antonio's building. Hold up, because Minnesota has completely flipped the narrative and grabbed home court advantage after snatching Game 1 right off the Spurs' home floor. Draymond Green is out here boldly declaring that Victor Wembanyama absolutely must evolve and make real adjustments if San Antonio even wants a prayer of clawing back into this series. And look, Draymond is not saying anything remotely wrong here, because Rudy Gobert physically dominated and embarrassed Wemby from the opening tip all the way through the final buzzer in Game 1. I'm about to pull up Draymond's exact quote word for word because you genuinely need to hear what came out of his mouth.
And he holds Wemby to 11 points on 17 shots. 0 for 8 from the 3, 5 for 17 from the field. That's incredible work, man. That's incredible work. I was a little worried about that matchup, but like I told y'all last pod, that's his young fella. He know his game. That means something. Can Wemby, I told y'all the story, can Wemby say fuck you? I'm done with you. No, I'm not I'm done with you, but it has to be fuck you right now. It can't be no friends. I don't want to talk to you. Don't talk French to me. Don't do none of that. We enemies right now. It has to be that. If not, you gonna get big bro. That's just the way it goes. Gotta beat him.
Draymond Green spoke nothing but facts, and honestly, someone had to finally say it out loud. Wemby walked into this game practically bowing down before the opening tip even dropped, going out of his way to shake hands with Rudy Gobert pre-game. Hold up, that is the kind of thing veterans eat for breakfast. Then, once the final buzzer hit, Rudy Gobert was milking every single moment of that win like it was a personal trophy ceremony. And Ant-Man, listen, he was absolutely losing his mind in the background, celebrating that defensive clinic he put on Wemby all night.
Really, that's kind of workmanlike when they'll come out. Okay, we're good. That's a workmanlike when coming off of an emotional win. Is that when you know that you're feeling good? Is when you spent your.
At the end of the day, winning is the only currency that actually matters in this league. Rudy Gobert was absolutely glowing in that locker room. And honestly, can you blame him? That's the winning side of history, and there's nowhere else you'd rather be standing, full stop. But wait, because Gobert couldn't help himself. He had to take a little shot at Wemby while the moment was his. Dude slipped in a dig about those 12 blocks, like he was just making casual conversation. Gobert made it painfully obvious that several of those swats were blatant goaltends that the officials conveniently chose to ignore. Then he delivered the line, "I wish I got that kind of treatment," and honestly, the audacity of that man is chef's kiss.
How many of those do you think were goaltends?
He fouled me. He fouled me on the first one. But I mean, if you look at them, yeah, probably 3 or 4. Yeah. I wish I had that type of. I wish I had that type of treatment too.
Rudy Gobert basically pulled up and told Wemby, "The officials were practically babysitting us and we still took care of business." And listen, that's one of the coldest things you can say to somebody's face, because the scary part is he actually has a point. So Wemby's backed into a corner now and he needs to locate that assassin's mentality like yesterday. But wait, because Gilbert Arenas just walked into the conversation and dropped something that'll make your stomach drop. Gil's whole argument is that Wemby's offensive game is too inconsistent and his decision-making on that end just isn't sharp enough to actually dig out of this hole. In Gilbert's eyes, this series has already been signed, sealed, and delivered.
This series is over. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Over for who?
For the Spurs.
Wow. Sacre blue.
And I'm just going to say it. There was nothing the Spurs did that showed anything that can beat the Wolves in a series. They still don't know what their offense looks like. Wemby still can't. He still don't understand guard offense. When you have a guard on you, you have an offensive book. When you have a big on you, you have an offensive book, right? So the fact that they can stick a shooting guard or small forward on you and you still don't know what you're doing, that is not acceptable in the playoffs against a team that went to the Western Conference Final 2 times, right? You're playing against an elite team. There's nothing that's on the Spurs that's not experience on that team. You won Defensive Player of the Year, he got 4, right? They have an Ant-Man, right? They have a Daniels. They have established guys in this league. They have a 6-man. So when you're looking at the Spurs, the excitement. Wemby could have been out of the game at the 9-minute mark, right? He got a foul on Rudy Gobert. The very next play, they came down, they called it the block, but he slapped all this right here. If that's on the road, foul, sit down, right? He puts himself in situations where he's gonna be in foul trouble in this series when he goes on the road. It's just the inexperience. That's all it's really showing. It doesn't show like the team themselves can keep up and stay grounded. The Wolves have a game plan that I don't think Spurs is ready for, and it's happened to Rudy Gobert his whole career. Wemby might get played off the court in the 4th quarter.
Ooh.
Because in the 4th quarter, he has to guard Naz Reid or Julius Randle at the 5. He's not gonna take advantage of them offensively, but he has to sit at the 3-point line, Ant-Man drives. Right, when they came back, it was because Rudy Gobert got back in the game, and now he gets to match back up. But before, he has to guard one of those guys, and that man is they're just driving to the lane. He can't protect the basket with the 2 guards. I mean, with the 2 bigs out there shooting threes. So there's going to be a point in time where they're going to look at him and like, man, do we just go small and match, and not play our big man? Which would be disastrous too, but Wolves is gonna do that in the 4th quarter to them and see if they can adjust to it. But it just seemed very young when you just watched the game. Like I'm just like, damn, they calling that a block, that could have been a foul, that could have been a foul, that could have been a foul. Like you're looking at a whole bunch of things that's like, damn. So don't jump. I'm telling them, the first 5 minutes of the game, man, is very important for you, because if you get 1, they're gonna keep attacking until you get 2, then you gotta sit down.
Okay, real talk. This is a completely different breed of inexperience we need to talk about. Gilbert Arenas and Draymond Green are actually aligned on this one, just approaching it from 2 completely different directions. Both of them are watching Wemby's youth literally announce itself every single time he steps on that court. He's out here chasing every block like it's a personal vendetta, and guess what? The veterans have already figured that out. So the entire game plan shifts to get into his space, bait him into foul trouble, and make that aggression cost him everything. Sure, he's gonna get his swats, but seasoned players aren't losing sleep over that anymore. And Jaden McDaniels, yeah, he's sitting there nodding along saying the same thing.
What did you guys learn about attacking the rim, staying aggressive, attacking the rim, but navigating Wembanyama?
I mean, you just gotta act like he's not there. I mean, he's gonna get blocks. Like, he's the tallest person in the world. Like, he's gonna get blocked. So just keep consistently attacking him. And sometimes he might not be there. Sometimes he might catch you, but just keep going.
Yeah, drop your reactions in the comments. I genuinely need to know what y'all are thinking right now. Listen, the Spurs are in a full-on meltdown situation because every single ounce of pressure just landed directly on their chest. You simply cannot come out and lose the first 2 games on your own court. That is textbook catastrophe for any franchise. Minnesota, meanwhile, is walking into this next stretch with absolutely nothing to lose and everything to prove. Anthony Edwards is reportedly getting healthier by the day heading into this stretch, and San Antonio should be losing sleep over that sentence alone. Hold up, because here's where it gets truly wild. You might actually have the luxury of keeping Ant on the bench depending on how that recovery plays out. The man came off the bench, quietly dropped 18 points, and Minnesota still handled their business like it was a Tuesday afternoon scrimmage. Seriously seriously consider sitting him out through Game 3 back in Minnesota, because honestly, I don't even think the Spurs can contain this squad when he's watching in a hoodie. And that's not disrespect towards San Antonio, that's just the brutal, unfiltered truth of where this series currently stands. Minnesota is playing suffocating physical bully ball, and I need y'all to truly grasp what that actually looks like in practice. These are the same Timberwolves who went toe-to-toe with a 3-time MVP in Nikola Jokic and walked away with that series. That was absolutely no fluke. Minnesota is locking teams down defensively and imposing their identity on both ends of the floor, and that combination is genuinely terrifying to face. So yeah, I'm fully convinced they can close this series out even with Ant-Man courtside in street clothes. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a drop. I'll see you guys on the next one.